All right, I'm back. Okay, so in the salon today, not all day, but just dropping off or doing some product curbside orders. But I wanted to jump on real quick because I feel like we can use this time to definitely. I'm committed to making sure that you guys are going to be like style gurus as far as like styling your hair, your extension hair, your natural hair, whatever. So I thought I would talk about the difference between using like a 1 inch curling iron and a 1 1/4 inch curling iron. On this side, I used a 1 inch curling iron, and I haven't actually combed through these curls yet. And on this side, I'm using a 1 1/4. Just so you guys can kind of see the difference between the two sizes. Um, I feel like it works out better if you feel like you like more of a lazier curl and you don't care that your curl kind of falls out some. I usually recommend a 1 1/4 inch. But if you kind of like to have, you don't mind that it looks a little curlier at first, when you first curl your hair, then I would recommend using a 1 inch. If you have longer hair, if you're wearing 22s like me or you have really long hair, a 1 inch might be the better bet for you. But if your hair is like maybe shoulder length or even shorter, you may want to go with, hang on, let me adjust my lighting here. It's getting all wonky. No, not like that. Sorry. I think that's a little better. We'll see. Okay, that's just gonna have to do. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, so I'm just kind of brushing out my section here. This is my extension hair. And again, this side is the 1 inch curls. And I'm actually gonna use this size for the 1 inch, but I do have a long barrel curling iron as well that I like to use. That lighting is better. Good, thank you, Anne. I know, the lighting can be kind of tricky, definitely, but I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing really well too. So I kind of run it through one pass, and then what I like to do is I start from the top and start kind of curling that in and bringing it down. And with a shorter curling iron, you're gonna unloop and then open, bring it in. Barely open, bring it in, and kind of keep moving down the hair and unlooping it as you go. Hopefully that makes sense. And I usually like to leave out the last little bit, but if you like more of a curl at the end, you can kind of just keep curling. Just totally, that is your preference, whatever you prefer. So, and notice I'm like supporting this as I'm like brushing through. I'm definitely due for a move up, so I'm really trying to baby this hair. I'm gonna see how long I can keep these babies in. I don't know. I might have to have my husband take them out for me, which makes me really sad. So I'm definitely in that boat with you guys who are like, I'm due for a move up. The loop move is hard for me to get used to. I know, that can be kind of tricky. I feel like a lot of people can kind of struggle with like kind of unlooping it. One thing I like to remember, well, I tell everybody to remember to do when you're unlooping, you can almost kind of undo it and then release. I don't know if that makes any sense. Almost like loosen and then release, because I think sometimes people get tangled up in it and it's all wound really tight. But if you kind of untangle and then release, and it can be so hard to watch on somebody else while they're doing it. I do understand that. So I'm just kind of dragging that through. I always like to like switch up my curls. I usually make the first two go back, and then once I get behind the ear, I like to make that go forward. I don't like to make things go forward in the front because it lays really funky to me. It just drives me insane, so I don't like to do it that way. That helps. Yes, I do get tangled up. It's so easy to get tangled up. Totally. But I wanted to show the regular curling iron size to you guys. I mean, just, that was loud, sorry. just so you guys can kind of see that yes, you can curl your hair, you know, this long with a shorter curling iron. It's totally possible. Because I feel like ever since we started using the Bionic long barrels, like once you get one of those, you are just like done for. I mean, like you'll never use a regular curling iron again, but there are tons of you who still have regular size curling irons out there. I would say if you're not happy with your curling iron, first of all, check your temperature. Some of them I feel like don't have a good temperature gauge. Like this one, right now I have the heat on, it goes up to 50 and I have it on 35 and it gets pretty hot. But I try to tell everybody to be super careful because if you have it too hot and you're not moving quick enough, yes, Anne has a Bionic long barrel and she said those curling irons are life. Yes, they are. Definitely. So I'm going to use the long barrel on this side and I'm using a 1 1/4 inch. So you guys can kind of see the difference at the very end what the curls look like. And I've got my stuff, all tangled up here. Okay, so this heat setting goes up to 430. This is the 1 1/4 inch, but I use it on 390, but I can move fairly quickly with it. So if you guys are not as confident with it, I would use it on like 360 until you get a little bit more comfortable and you feel like you can move a little quicker. Otherwise, you are gonna burn your hair up and we don't want that. We wanna protect your assets. So, okay, so I'm just gonna brush through this right here. My goal is not to talk longer than 15 minutes and get you guys all the info that you need. We'll see how that goes. So I, again, just run it through one pass. This smooths the cuticle down, makes everything lay shiny and smooth before you start curling. And as you can see, I'm working up at the top. So I'm opening, as you can see, kind of barely opening and then releasing that hair. And then I'm just bringing that through. Hopefully you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I might scoot this a little closer. There we go. And then, now over here, I'm almost like kind of behind the ear. I'm gonna go for it and just make this one go forward. Just running that through. And as you can see, I'm barely opening that and bringing it through. Just kind of barely opening it. And then as it gets tighter, you can kind of unwind and unloop. And then I'm just kind of, as I bring that through the ends, I'm kind of barely opening it and dragging it down like that. It's just kind of a very fluid movement. And so, bringing that through to smooth it out. My girls with the shorter layers at the top, what I would tell you when you're curling your hair is almost like to treat the top of your hair and those layers completely separate from everything else. In order to get everything to blend really well, you want to almost barely put any bend in there, like maybe through your midsection of your layers, but then almost drag, not everything stick straight, but almost curve it out. And I kind of wish I had shorter layers to show you what I'm talking about. But I feel like my girls who have been working with the shorter layers, you know, waiting on those guys to grow out, that is what seems to be the consensus. That seems to be what makes everything blend the best, I feel like. And your layers will grow out over time, and it does get so much easier, like, to style your hair. I've been wearing NBR for like 3 years now, and so my layers have definitely gotten a lot longer, and my hair has gotten a lot longer and a lot healthier. But these tips can work like for natural hair too, as far as curling. This is not, you know, exclusive to hair extensions by any means. So now I'm at the top section of my hair. I'm just gonna divide this in half. I'm gonna start back here, come through, and then I'm back, and I'm gonna use the long barrel this time in the interest of time. And that's one thing that I like about the long barrels is you do have, everything just goes quicker, I feel like. You have a lot more surface to work with, and so you can kind of get in there and curl and be done with it. Move this back over. There we go. And so I'm really kind of liking my 1-inch curling iron on this side better. It's been a minute since I've actually used a 1-inch curling iron on my own hair. Partly because I have a long barrel, like a 1 1/4 at home, and then my other curling iron is like the regular size, and it's a 1-inch, and I've just like gotten spoiled, and I just love my long barrel iron the best. So I'm like, nope. I haven't used my regular size 1-inch curling iron at home in a long time. But I feel like, you know, sometimes this is what people struggle with, is the curling, like getting everything curled the way that you like it. And what better way to practice now that we're all stuck in our houses? So I figured you guys are gonna come out like practiced, and you'll come back to get your hair done and be like, oh girl, I got this. Which I have quite a few clients that are, I mean, they're pros. I mean, they definitely know what they're doing in the curling department. But for those of you who do not feel that confident with it, I hope that this will give you the confidence to help to kind of master that and get the hang of it. And I've got a little renegade back here trying to get away. So I do have 2 of these curling irons in the salon. And like I said, we're doing curbside or porch pickup. And in some areas, it just kind of depends on where you live. I am doing delivery for certain areas. I mean, if you live 2 hours away, I'm sorry, I can't deliver it to you. But if you're local to me, like if you live in Jeff, New Albany, Floyd's Knobs, even Louisville, I mean, certain parts of Louisville I could deliver to. But the incentive is definitely, if you wanted to get one of these curling irons, I am giving a free Color Wow product away with the purchase of these curling irons. Because they are the bomb, and Color Wow products are the bomb, so I feel like it's like the perfect match made in heaven. We use the Color Wow products not only on our extension clients, but our clients, you know, non-extension wearing people too. We love Color Wow because it doesn't leave a product buildup on the hair, and it's color safe. I'm obsessed with nothing leaving a buildup on your hair, just because if you have a buildup, really, I mean, whether you have extensions or not, you don't want anything that's going to leave a buildup on your hair, because it's going to like make your hair hard to style. Not only that, it's, you know, anything that you put on your hair that's nourishing, if you have a buildup on your hair, it's not going to be able to penetrate through the layers of buildup on your hair, whether it be product buildup, hard water buildup. I mean, if you are in Indiana, you know that we have like insane hard water buildup. So this is the 1-inch side, or 1 1/4. This is the 1-inch side. So I'm just gonna brush through so you guys can kind of take a look. But yes, we are doing product pickup. We can keep you guys stocked with what you need. Even while we're all in quarantine, because our hair still has to be cared for. So we are here for your hair care needs. And again, we've got these curling irons. I do have, even if you're not ready for this crazy long barrel guy right here, if you're looking for a good professional grade curling iron, like, we love these too, and we have these in stock. So either one, if you purchase a Hot Tools item, you basically get a free Color Wow product. So I think that's pretty awesome. Unicorn Tears, talk about the unicorn. Yes, the unicorn tears. She knows and knows what's up. So one of my favorite products that like all of our extension clients use, I feel like it's a must-have, is the Unicorn Tears, the Color Wow Dream Coat Spray. So what I like to use, the use of that is to keep your hair smooth, shiny, but again, without buildup. It's great because it blocks out humidity and it keeps your extensions from getting tangled. That truly is the only thing I'm using on my hair typically once I get out of the shower. I just like to spray some of that on there and comb through. Looks like I missed a curl. I'm gonna go back and recurl it. But you can also use it if you wake up and your hair looks kind of like funky and frayed on the ends, after you've slept in your braid or whatever. You can actually go back and on dry hair and spray your Color Wow on there and brush it through, and that will actually give you more of a smoothed out look without piling a bunch of oil or like moisture spray or something like that on there. I love the Dream Coat. You can use it on natural hair too. It doesn't just have to be extension hair. The funny thing is when you first use it and you're spraying it in your hair, you're literally gonna think this is water and it's not even gonna do anything. But that's the beauty of it. It's so light, but it also does such an excellent job smoothing. Like, you really don't need a whole lot after that. So yes, Anne, thank you so much for mentioning the Unicorn Tears because they are life-changing. But yes, so this is what we have. This is the 1-inch side. This is the 1 1/4. I feel like there's not a huge difference. These lay a little skinnier, if that makes any difference. These lay a little like more volume, foofy kind of. So it just kind of depends on what you like and what you're looking for. Now, granted, I am parting on this side, so this looks a little fuller too. But anyways, I hope this gives you some value. Hopefully you can practice your curling at home and become a curl pro. I can't wait to see when you guys come back in and are just like, oh girl, I got this curling thing in the bag. But anyways, if you guys need any products, you just let me know because I'll be here. So you guys stay safe and healthy and take care. And then any tutorials that you guys want to know or want to see, let me know because I'm here for it. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day.